Hi, and welcome to Melodies of Life. I'm your host, Anka. Today's episode, I will share the secret of how to heal emotional pain when we find ourselves in the most horrendous situations. Emotional healing is the ability to take proper control of painful thoughts, feelings, and emotions so they do not interfere with the present moment. Dysfunction is very, very loud, but creation is very, very quiet. The mind replays what the heart wants to heal, nothing else. Everyone experiences moments where our circumstances appear to be overwhelming crisis, and these circumstances dominate and they rule people's life. These crises leave lasting scars, and unless they are recognized as blessings. And I want you to all to understand that nature does not deliver crisis without opportunity or misfortune without a blessing. We have a choice to see our experiences as error, mistake, or inspiration, to do something meaningful, to do something purposeful. And some people, they have had crisis for years and years and years, and they just live with it. And then you have the other people that seem to nip their crisis off immediately, like I did, because I felt like I don't want to live like this. I don't want to have this pain and suffering. I want a better life for myself. And I made a conscious choice to find the tools and move forward in life. And it's not the event that creates the crisis. It is our reaction that turns the event into a crisis. And next time that you are confronted with what appears to be a crisis in your life, I would like you to ask yourself, what is the hidden blessing? And I want you to really sit with that question and ask yourself, what is the hidden blessing? Because in those moments, we don't really see it unless we ask ourselves the right questions. And guess what? And when we do, we usually find what we're looking for in those moments. Having an awakening, it's very unpleasant because it's filled with confusion, sadness, grief, and pain. But it's a transformation that we have to feel and go through. And in those situations, a lot of people want to have revenge and they allow their emotions to take control over them. They are angry. And I always say, don't waste your time on anger because the best revenge is none. Because you don't want to become like those people who hurt you. You want to heal, you want to forgive, and you want to move on with your beautiful life because you have one life. And we have a choice to make it how we want it every single day. No one else will do it for us. We do. In my healing breakthrough, I had to answer a systematic, predetermined series of mental questions and physical writing action that was directed towards the objective of bringing my conscious mind to the state of presence and certainty. And I'm telling you, that is the most difficult thing I have ever done. It was like, my mind was like, just wanted to explode. But the process neutralized my emotional charges and it balanced my physical reaction. And the most beautiful thing about it, it opened my heart and it was clearing my mind. And it's a beautiful, beautiful process that I want everyone to experience. And it's a continuous thinking and writing action that is repeated over a course of time. And it brings resolution to our unbalanced perceptions. It's a reproductive science helping people to discover and transform any form of stress, pain, conflict into a grateful state of love. And in the end, we all want to be loved for who we are. That's all it is. In my breakthrough group session, we were asked to look around in the room and to choose a person who reminded us of that person that was causing our pain and suffering. And it was a weird thing. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? And I looked around and I was like, I don't see anybody. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, a short, handsome man, he was with dark hair and he was very well dressed, named Barry, came up to me asking to partner with me. And I was looking at him and I was like, he does resemble and even sounded like the person that caused all my suffering. It actually shocked me to my core. And we were led into the back of the room and asked to sit down on two chairs facing each other. And I was like, okay. His legs were outside of mine and our knees were touching. I felt too close considering we had only just met. Then we were told to hold hands and look straight into each other's eyes. Now I was really feeling uncomfortable. My mentor tells me to have a conversation with my ex, who Barry now represents in that moment. I know this sounds so crazy, but I don't know how else to explain it. But hang in there and follow me. I was short on words, but I was encouraged to just say how I felt. The first words that came to me was, "Why did you take my children away from me?" Just saying those words out loud brought me immediate pain. I could not understand how much it could hurt. I thought I had buried those feelings deep inside myself. Barry started to respond to what I was asking, telling me that he did it to help me focus on my purpose in life, to become a mentor for people worldwide. Then something very disturbing happens. As I'm staring at Barry, his face starts to twist like a vortex, and it morphs into my ex face. His voice became like my ex, his energy, his eyes, and everything about him became my ex. I was so scared, and I was just like in disbelief, just staring at him. My breathing intensified. My heart is pounding so hard, I thought I was going to get a heart attack. And all I can hear is this echo. And my mentor is telling me, "Anna, let go. Anna, let go." I was asked, "What do you want to tell your children?" "Tell them what you need to say." Suddenly, I could not speak. I could not find words. I struggled to swallow my grief, and I choked down my tears. I had this panic feeling coming all over me. All I wanted was to remove myself from this session, and I just want to run. I just want to run so fast. My mentor puts his hand on my shoulder, and he said, "Anna, sit down. Honor your pain. Let it all out. Don't run from it. Avoidance only increases the pain, Anna. To heal, you must pass through the doorway of grief. There is no other way. You have to do this, Anna. Don't let your suffering define or shape you and ultimately rob you of your living. Don't allow your emotional pain to hold you back. Use it to propel you into a new direction in your life." At this point, everyone is crying in the room. Barry is holding my hand so hard and looks at me lovingly. My mentor said, "Anna, I will not leave until you have experienced the breakthrough and neutralized your feelings." My tears exploded. I cried long, and hard, gasping for air, choking. I could not breathe, but I had to allow myself to feel the pain. My mentor asked me, "What do you need to hear from your ex, Anna, to let this go?" And I answered, "For him to tell me he's proud over me." My ex tells me through Barry, "I have always been proud of you, and I love you very much. I will take care of the children. Go and make an impact on the world." I collapsed into a fit of tears. My head dropped, and I cried uncontrollably in a room full of people, letting it all out. My mentor asked me again, "What do you want to tell your children?" And I answered, "I will make them proud." Then something magical happened. Everything became calm and quiet. The silence I have never heard or experienced in my entire life. I felt this tremendous peace. I can't explain how or why, but in that moment, I felt like I forgave my ex. And all the negative charges evaporated, and there was no feeling or pain anymore. It was just gone. My shame died when my story was told in a safe place. Everything was restored and in balance. My life experience was so profound that my mindset has shifted. I no longer hold resentment towards anybody. I no longer put anyone else above me or below me. I am forgiving and I feel empathy. All because I can see both sides of every situation in life. I learned that the best way to honor my children was to find a new way to embrace life. Learning that nobody's missing when we put them in our hearts. I want you to know and understand that my breakthrough was one of the most profound steps I could take to get out of the darkest place I found myself in. By reprogramming my mind to achieve self-love, acceptance, gratitude, and the art of forgiveness. What happened to me was so profound. My perspective of reality shifted forever. It's completely transformed my life. And this is an experience I want all you people out there to experience, because there is no need to suffer. That's a choice. In closing, I want to say this. There are two different kinds of people out there in the world. One that is committed to their mission and purpose in life, like I am, and they will do whatever it takes and pay whatever price it takes to take them there. Then we have people that are not fully committed and are not willing to do the work or make the investment that their life requires. And they are kidding themselves thinking that, if it wasn't for this person or XYZ excuse or things happening in their life, because they would be, if that didn't happen, they would be fully in. I have heard so many excuses, and I always tell people, stop. That is the biggest lie you can tell yourself. The reason why most people don't have a happy life or a loving relationship or the job that they want is because they have said no to themselves. And that is a very sad choice to make, because you deserve everything that you want in life. And the sad part is that they don't make a commitment to themselves because they choose suffering. They believe that one day the right person will come along, or they will find their dream job, or I don't know what crazy fantasies they're holding on to. But I always tell them, can you be brutally honest with yourself and look yourself in the mirror and ask, am I willing to pay any price that is required for me to live the best life and have a loving relationship or my dream job? That is something we all can do every single day. Let's be brutally honest to ourselves. But it is okay if your answer is no, and you're not comfortable taking the risk, and you're not willing to give up what you already have because it's familiar, it's comfortable, and you just don't want to change your life because it's scary, right? It's scary to the unknown. We want to stay in the predictable, what's familiar and what we know, right? But to create a new life, it's very, very scary. But it's okay to have all the excuses of why it cannot happen. But I want you to understand, overthinking will get you stuck in repetitive thoughts without clear answers. Being open-minded is pure reflective thought, to be willing to consider different perspectives and be open to change. That is who I am. A reflective mind is to recognize and understand what you can do in the future to improve and gain perspective on your life decisions. I want to be more than inspiring to you. I am your angel, the messenger of light. But I want you to know I will never fight for people's own limitations. Never. Everything you want in life starts to turn up for you when you are fully committed and you say yes to yourself. Mindset is key in personal development. We don't have to wait until there is an emergency to change our life. Do it before. I'm telling you, it is much, much better choice. Breaking free and recognize that life is not against you. It never is. Life generally only has the best intent for all of us, but it's hard to see that in those moments when we have this black and white thinking, good or bad, or we label this with whatever we want. All we need to do is to show up and do the work that is required and let go. Taking responsibility for all outcomes and not falling into judgment requires courage. Can you do that? Are you ready to transform your suffering? Take the opportunity and attend my breakthrough, where I will transform your life. Don't think about anything except book your time and place to work with me. You can visit my website on Anka Wellness. Use my code PODCASTAA, and I will give you your first sessions for $100 because I believe in you and I want you to have a loving, fulfilled, happy life. If you have any questions while listening, please subscribe and leave your comments, and you will receive answers to your specific questions. Please hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I will release one episode every Monday. And if you love it, could you please give me a review and share it with everybody, because that will allow me to impact people worldwide and fulfill my mission in life, that every single human being should have love and happiness, because that's what they're worthy of. Thank you for listening. Love you always. Bye. See you next time.